Hey, it's Joe, and welcome back to Humanfluence. Let's dive headfirst into one of the most misunderstood stories in human history, that being the 7 days of creation from Genesis. People love to cling to the idea that this narrative is literal, God creating the universe in exactly 7 calendar days, 24 hours each, like some cosmic clock ticking along as oceans, animals, and humanity came into being. But let me tell you, this isn't about days. It never was. It's a symbolic, deeply spiritual framework, a blueprint for existence, consciousness, and the journey of humanity. Yet here we are, with people still taking it at face value. To understand the 7 days of creation, you have to step back from the literal. This story is not about physical time. It's about process. It's a poetic allegory, a layered narrative that encodes profound truths about creation, existence, and the evolution of consciousness. The number 7 itself isn't arbitrary. It's symbolic. 7 is the number of completion, perfection, and spiritual awakening. It shows up everywhere, from the chakras to musical scales to the 7 heavens and various spiritual traditions. So why does it have to be any different in Genesis? Let's break it down. Day 1, let there be light. This isn't about the sun. The sun doesn't even show up until day 4. So what is this light? It's awareness. It's the spark of consciousness. The moment creation begins with the divine intention. Let there be light is the birth of possibility. The moment of realization and that creation can even exist. Light here isn't physical. It's spiritual. It's the illumination of the void, the first step towards something greater. But here's where people get tripped up. They think this light is literal photons and wavelengths. They miss that this is the foundation of all existence. Light is knowledge, awareness, and the essence of the divine itself. In esoteric terms, it's the emanation of the first creative principle, the source giving rise to all things. Day 2, separation of waters. On the second day, God separates the waters above from the waters below. Again, this isn't about oceans or clouds. This is duality in action, the separation of the higher and lower realms, the spiritual from the material. It's the establishment of the cosmic framework, the boundary between the physical and the metaphysical. The waters above represent the higher consciousness, the divine, the unseen. The waters below represent the physical realm, the manifested world we live in. This separation is necessary for creation to take shape, for spirit to descend into matter. It's the stage setting for everything that comes after. Day 3, gathering of waters and emergence of land. Now we're getting into form. The gathering of waters and the emergence of land symbolize order coming out of chaos. It's the grounding of potential into something tangible. The land represents stability, structure, and the foundation for life. This is also about manifestation. The land appearing is the process of ideas, energy, and intention taking shape. It's the same process we go through when we turn a thought into action, a dream into reality. It's the divine act of creation happening not just on a universal scale, but within us, constantly. Day 4, creation of the sun, moon, and stars. If you're still thinking this is literal, here's where you should stop and rethink everything. The light already existed on day 1, so what's happening here? This is about cycles, rhythms, and the passage of time. The sun, moon, and stars represent the mechanisms of order, the patterns that govern creation. It's about balance. The sun governs the day, the moon governs the night, and the stars provide a map of the heavens. This is the cosmic clock, the dance of energy and matter that keeps everything in harmony. It's also deeply symbolic of the inner light, sun, and the reflective consciousness, moon, within us. Day 5, creation of life and the waters and sky. Life begins to take form. On the surface, this seems like the creation of fish and birds, but it's much more than that. The waters and sky represent emotion and thought, the fluid and the expansive. This day symbolizes the birth of creativity, expression, and freedom. Fish swimming in the waters are like thoughts swimming in the depths of our subconscious. Birds in the sky are the higher, freer expressions of consciousness. Together they represent the interplay of our inner and outer worlds, the balance of instinct and inspiration. Day 6, creation of land animals and humanity. The 6th day is often taken as the pinnacle of creation, the moment humanity comes into existence. But this isn't about God molding a man out of literal clay and breathing life into him like a sculptor working on a statue. This is about the emergence of self-awareness. Humanity represents consciousness becoming aware of itself, made in God's image. Doesn't mean we physically resemble a deity. It means we have the capacity for creation, for awareness, for connection to the divine. We're the bridge between spirit and matter, the embodiment of duality seeking unity. The animals, they represent instincts, desires, and the primal aspects of our nature. Humanity's creation symbolizes the balance between those instincts and higher consciousness. It's the integration of the physical and the spiritual. And the end of the week, day 7, rest. Not because God was tired, but because creation was complete. The 7th day represents stillness, reflection, and the understanding that everything is as it should be. It's the state of being rather than doing, the pause that allows us to appreciate the wholeness of existence. Rest isn't about inactivity. It's about integration. It's about stepping back and seeing the bigger picture, understanding the interconnectedness of all things. It's the culmination of the creative process, the moment where everything comes together in unity. So why do people take this story literally? Because it's easier. Literalism doesn't challenge you, doesn't require you to think deeply, to question, to seek meaning beneath the surface. It's a neat, tidy package, creation in 7 days, just like that. But the truth is far more complex and far more beautiful. The 7 days of creation are about time, they're about transformation. They're about the process of moving from potential to manifestation, from chaos to order, from separation to unity. When you take this story literally, you miss the point. You miss the depth, the symbolism, the truths encoded in this ancient text. You reduce a spiritual masterpiece to a timeline, and in doing so, you rob it of its power. So what does it really mean? The 7 days of creation are a map, not of the physical universe, but of consciousness itself. They're a guide to understanding how the divine creates, not just the world, but us. They teach us that creation is a process, that it unfolds in stages, that it requires both light and dark, order and chaos. They remind us that we are co-creators, that we carry the spark of divinity within us, that we have the power to shape our reality. So stop clinging to the surface. Dive deeper. This and many others aren't just stories, they're a mirror reflecting the divine process within us all. Humanfluence out.